Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Serving Nerve, where we talk about whatever we want, and today we're going to be going through more fat acceptance cringe compilations. So yeah, let's just get into this. Alrighty my people, I just want to interject that I do have a Patreon, and I do want to point out that if you want to support the channel, there is exclusive content on there, and I upload once a week. So yeah, if you want to check it out and support the channel, cool. If not, then let's get on with the video. Me watching a documentary on obesity in class. Yeah, it does suck. I remember this specifically. It's a very weird memory of mine, but I remember we were doing these fitness tests in 5th grade, and I was a little bit of a chunkier kid. I wasn't fat, but I was a chunkier kid, and I specifically remember, like, how awkward and weird it was, because we were all getting weighed, like, in front of each other, like, in the schoolyard. So I had this teacher who would whisper in your ear your weight after you got weighed, and in that space, it was really weird, but I specifically remember exactly how he did it, exactly how he said it, and the exact number and everything. It was really weird. I just remember, like, it was just a really weird interaction, and, like, we all had to do it. It wasn't like he was being a creep or anything like that. It was just a really, like, awkward and, like, clinical schoolyard kind of way of doing things. And I remember being like, man, I'm heavier than, like, all the other girls. This sucks. Like, because you would know other people's weights. You could hear him saying it. So I was like, damn, this sucks. Like, there are people who are taller than me, like, way taller than me, and they're, like, 10 pounds lighter than me. And I'm just like, man, that blows. But yeah, so I remember, like, I specifically know exactly what this means. Like, this plight, I understand the might of, okay? I do get it. It sucks. It does suck when you hit this point of being, like, weirdly, like, oh, I'm this person, like, I'm the fat one, and they're talking about me, or, like, somebody points out that you're, like, bigger, or whatever. It's bothersome. It does bother you when you are younger. It does. And then you get to a point where you just don't give a fuck. But, like, when you're a kid, it does affect you. Like, I remember it specifically to this day, and I'm telling you the story because it was so particular, and it did make me remember it as a kid, because it was very, like, oh, you know. So it is interesting. It is very interesting, but it also really sucks.
I am fat, obesity, I am fat.
How come we're praising this? Is this Adele? I think this is Adele, right? Well, because she lost a bunch of weight. Like, she did great. She looks wonderful. I don't know how she did it, but I'm just saying, like, people were commending her because, you know, they didn't think that she'd lose the weight. They thought she would just be, like, fat singer forever, you know? But shaming this. I don't know who that is, if it's Adele again or whatever. I don't care. Why on earth do we care? Like, honestly, I really don't care. Adele is rich. I'm more envious of her on the basis of being rich than having a lovely looking body or whatever the case is. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not even focused on this. I think it's dumb. If anything, some people will be more envious and hateful towards the skinnier person because they want that body more than a fat person. So you can make an argument in either direction that the skinnier person will be hated or the hotter person will be hated because we do connotate skinny with hot. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I think it's stupid. You can argue in every direction for this kind of thing. When will Disney stop teaching children to idolize 1 centimeter waists? Who cares? Princesses were modeled after women, like real life women in their eras. Like, it's just stupid. This is actually how some women had, like, you know, waists and dresses and shit. Women like Snow White and Sleeping Beauty were modeled after, like, real actresses or whatever. It's just, this is just dumb. It doesn't even matter. Like, they're cartoons. Are you that obsessed with looking like a cartoon? I was surrounded by cartoons my whole life. Also, constantly played with Barbie dolls, Littlest Pet Shops, like, whatever. First gen Littlest Pet Shops are where it's at, by the way. I'm just saying. But I was surrounded by all of these things, and I did not ever look at them and go like, oh, why do I not look like this? Why do I not look like this plastic doll in my hand? Oh my god. I am doubtful that many people actually think this way. And it's the same thing with Disney princess cartoons. You know, as an adult, this is an adult, or at least a teenager, that you aren't a cartoon. Like, what the frick are we doing here? And stop vilifying being fat/chubby. Yeah, well, we're gonna do that because it creates a character that's considered gluttonous. It's a stereotype. We've talked about cartoon stereotypes in the past videos, and that it's super common in all regards to have a stereotype for something. Nerd equals glasses, jock, muscles, bully, etc. Blonde, dumb, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not blonde and I'm an idiot, but you know what I mean. Fat equals lazy, gluttonous, I don't know, funny, you know, that kind of thing. Like, it's a stereotype. Everybody's got one. Like, this is just stupid. I get so annoyed when people compare themselves to cartoons, or compare real people or beauty standards to cartoons. They are not the same. Also, some of these characters aren't even, like, chubby. Like, one of them was Hades, bro. He's just wearing a bunch of rags. Like, they're just throwing anything in there, aren't they? I don't know, this is just silly. Silly goose pop work.
Internalized fat phobia can literally fuck off. I don't know who let me believe in, like, 7th grade that large equals bad, but, like, the fuck, brain? I can't help that I got a fatty, and neither can you.
This girl doesn't even look obese. It doesn't even matter. I mean, like, yeah, you can have internalized fat phobia and a perception of yourself that is negative regarding your weight at a young age. It's super common regarding things like beauty standards, girls that surround you, people being skinnier than you, you hitting puberty, being bullied for your weight, societal, like, ideals, whatever. The competitiveness, depending on if you're in a specific sport that's weight-oriented or a specific type of class, if you're in acting, if you're in gymnastics, if you're in dance classes, or if you're just competitive or surrounded by other competitive people, or you're just bullied, or you just see it in media, or whatever. This is a thing. You can get over it. It's not a big deal. This person's telling you to fuck off. Her biases towards herself regarding being fat, even though I think she looks pretty normal. I could be wrong, but I think she looks pretty normal. And this is not the same thing. The entire point of you not wanting to be obese, though, is for your health. You do not want to be morbidly obese. You do not want to die early. You don't want to be obese. There's a difference between not wanting to be twiggy skinny and not wanting to be like a human dumpster, just for the fact that your health does matter regarding these bodies. So, you know, there's a difference between you being a, you know, pretty normal looking weight and not being obese, and destroying the internalized fat phobia that you may garner towards yourself, versus, you know, somebody who's obese or morbidly obese, with the same kind of mindset, indulging insanely unhealthy habits and going to die early. I hope that makes sense. Me getting ready to give my BF head, okay?
One of you will betray me tonight. Is it me, Jesus? No. Is it me, Jesus?
Lockjaw? What is this? When are we getting tetanus, dude? Where's the rust, my guy? Where's the stick? Oh, I understand.
It's not you either. Is it me, Jesus? Is it me, Jesus?
You know, I've given head before, and I have to say, none of these things have ever bothered me. And I don't know if I should elaborate on my antics in the bedroom. I probably won't, but I just want to say, I've never heard of getting lockjaw from a beach before. I've never heard of your jaw getting so kinked out that you can't suck nor swallow. I am actually offended at that. The teeth makes sense. The gag reflex makes sense. The lockjaw, nah, brah. Get good. Get good.
See, the issue with TikTok's version of the body positivity movement is that you have thin girls who go, so I know I'm like skinny and I am society's acceptable body, but sometimes when I sit down and I like scrunch like this, I have back rows too. Like, even though, like, when you walk around every single day, like, you're fat all the damn time, so you always have rows. Like, if I really try, I can give myself an imperfection too. What's imperfect about my back rows?
In my opinion, I think you have every right to call, like, a body imperfection an imperfection without saying that somebody else has the same imperfection. It's your self-perception. The point is that it's self-focused. The entire point of body positivity is you focusing on yourself and being hyper-focused on yourself, so much so that you need body positivity to apparently liberate you. I think body positivity as a movement is incredibly flawed, particularly because you'll have a mix of people fighting with each other, going like, oh my god, you say you have back rolls, well, I have bigger back rolls. You're calling me fatter than you, like, you're belittling me. And, like, at the end of the day, you just create arguments out of nothing because body positivity, bro. It's just dumb. You have every right as an individual to talk about your insecurities without other people getting upset because they have the same physical features. Like, it's just what it is, and if they don't like it, then they can suck it up and get off the internet. I just don't get it. Like, this is not a good perspective to have. Like, this is the entire point why body positivity is just not gonna work as a movement. It'll work on an individualized basis, but when you have people coming together and talking about their plight and all their issues and trying to be body positive, they're just gonna fight with each other and then act like, oh my god, you're calling me fat because you have this perceived bias towards a thing that's, you know, on you, and you're thinking the same of me. Like, you just can't have these kinds of conversations with people. Like, it's just gonna create a massive argument like this person's arguing right now.
Like, what's imperfect about my fat in general? Besides the fact that y'all just don't like it. Like, that's the issue. Is that you go, oh, every day I look so good, but you know, sometimes when I sit down and I force it,
it doesn't matter. The point of body positivity is you feel insecure or whatever about your body, or you have a negative feeling about your body. You know, you look down upon your body, you do not like it. And then you iterate to yourself, it's my body, I love my body, blah, blah, blah. You try and be body positive because there's something about your body that you don't like. It doesn't matter how small or how big it is. The point is, you're trying to break from your negative mindset pertaining to your body and put a more positive spin on it and be body positive. Accept your body for how it is, no matter the flaws. And the fact that you are minimizing the flaws of somebody else and then taking it as a personal attack is stupid and psychotic, because it isn't even your body to take flaw with. It isn't your body to feel attacked by. Like, it's just stupid. You can argue in so many directions for this. You can say, as a skinnier person with like less back fat or rolls or whatever, oh, well, I feel constantly belittled because everybody's like, oh, you have no issues, you're perfect. But then I look at myself and I feel like I'm hideous and ugly and nobody listens to me because they all think that I'm perfect, or like my body's so great, so I have no reason to complain and I have no right to complain. And look at these other people, they're all being like cooed and coddled because they do have something to complain about. Like, you can pick so many arguments in so many different directions for this kind of thing. It's just stupid, bro.
I have your imperfections. Do y'all not get how that makes people feel? Like,
it's funny because this person's actually ironically being like, do you know how that makes other people feel? And it's like, well, how do you think this person who is obviously now being belittled by you for not being flawed enough feels when they're trying to kind of talk openly about their issues with how they have a negative perception of their body and how they're trying to be more body positive and they're trying to join the body positivity movement, and then you're gatekeeping because their problems aren't problematic enough? Like, it's just so insane. So anyways, my people, that's the video. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think about all of this? And yeah, that's it. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. It has been lovely. Slater.